Mastersweets makes baking impossibles possible. Today we're going to make chocolate crinkle cookies, and here's what you're going to need. In bowl 1, you will need 1/4 cup of melted butter, half a cup of cocoa, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And in bowl 2, you will need 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of cornstarch. Remember to put aside a half a cup of icing sugar for later. Now let's get your kitchen tools ready. You will need measuring cups and measuring spoons, a whisk, a small ice cream scoop, a plastic spatula, a cooling rack, 3 bowls, and a large cookie sheet. Now let's double check to make sure you have all the ingredients. You will need white sugar, flour, cornstarch, baking powder, eggs, icing sugar, salt, butter, vanilla extract, and cocoa powder. Now let's get started. Add your melted butter and your cocoa powder and mix well. It's time for an important notice. Adding cocoa to butter first will help eliminate the bitterness from the cocoa powder. Remember to always scrape the sides. Add 1 egg, blend, and then add egg 2. Add your sugar and vanilla extract next. Crinkle cookies were introduced to Betty Crocker in the early 20th century. A woman named Helen Friedel from St. Paul's, Minnesota, served Betty Crinkle cookies during a visit. Betty convinced Helen to give her the recipe. The recipe was later published in a Betty Crocker cookbook called Cookie Carnival. Let's get back into the baking. In bowl 2, add flour, baking powder, cornstarch, salt, and mix well. Now it's time to add your dry mix to wet ingredients in 2 batches, stirring in between with a plastic spatula. It's time for the joke of the day. Why were there no cookies for sale on the website? I accidentally deleted my cookies. It's time to wrap up your batter and refrigerate for 3 to 4 hours. It's time to start scooping your cookies. Using a small scoop, roll cookie dough into 2.5 to 3 inch balls and flatten cookies to 1/4 inch thick. Then roll cookies in icing sugar. This is a good time to preheat your oven to 355 degrees. You're ready to place your cookies in a preheated oven for 13 minutes. Remember, it's always important you allow your cookies to cool for another 10 minutes before transferring them to the cooling rack. joining us here on Mastersweets. We always look forward to sharing the recipes we learn with you. And don't forget to subscribe for more great recipes.